What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today we're taking a look at the current state of crypto mining. If we start with the past 24 hours, it's definitely looking like altcoin season is slowly starting to ramp up. We're nowhere near any all-time highs, but we don't know if anything will get to an all-time high. But for the point here, look at Ironfish up 66%. We got Zcash up 27, Dero 26, Zeph 16, Litecoin 13, Raptorium 13. We got Epic Cash is up 8, Raven Coin's up 8, Cadena's even up. That's crazy to think of, 8.5 there. And we got a bunch of green happening. Now we have a bunch of large gainers here, or losers, I guess, as well. Actually, it's not even that bad. Quiet's down 5, Radiant down 5, not massively. But let's take a look at one story here, Zcash. Zcash. Let's take a look here. Zcash has been doing some things for the past month or so. We can see that it is up like 383%. Pretty insane. But keep in mind, Zcash plans to move over to proof of stake. Is this people just getting their bags ready to roll to do that? I still don't have a date. It's probably still a long ways out, but they do have plans to, I think, start with a 50-50 POS proof of work side and then eventually move to full proof of stake. But again, I haven't found anything for dates or where they are in that. So right now it is pure proof of work. And coming into the profitability right now, we can see that if we go to ZEC, we are now up to over $26 a day on the Z15 Pro, which is pretty crazy. These miners are selling like hotcakes these days when people didn't really want them. The FOMO is strong, but I do got to urge guys, be very careful because it's not going to last. Not financial advice or anything. Hey, if you want to FOMO, go ahead and FOMO. But as we know, with any altcoin season, they pump for a couple weeks to a month, and then it's going to be over. So just keep in mind, we don't know how long this is going to last. You could order a miner now. By the time you get it, this could already be done, and then you're stuck there with something that's not profitable. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But starting off with ASIC profitability now, we can see the Gold Shell XT box continues to lead the charge with $57 a day right now. That is pretty insane, absolutely crazy. But the next batch is coming. So I want to know in the comments, how many miners do you think is going to be in the second batch from Gold Shell? And will this start to finally drop quite a bit? Those early guys are making a decent amount. Oh wow, it went up to 59 while recording. What is happening here? This is absolutely insane. Before we continue on, let's have a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by ASIC Mining Central, where they got all the popular brands and most brands of all the latest crypto miners, as well as miners of the week. The L9s have been dropping in price. We got the Avalon Qs dropping in price. The BitX Gamma is down from only 109, and we caught the AE3 Aleo miners around $3,600, but they are sold out, so that actually hasn't changed. But they got all the latest miners looking for your business. I will have links and discount codes down in the description, as well as Gold Shell's latest batch of XT box will be coming. I believe it starts shipping tomorrow, so we'll see what happens there. But again, all links down in the description to all the latest miners from ASIC Mining Central. So yeah, that is absolutely crazy. Now we're down to 57.89. But if we actually look at Tari here, it is crazy. As pretty much right when Gold Shell started shipping their miners and the batch was sold out, it started going up. So is this an ASIC pump? And then it's slowly starting to dip. It's really hard to say, but the probability is shooting up on these miners. And I don't know why, but just like with Zcash and stuff, remember, now as batch 2 starts to release, like I think it is tomorrow, these things are going to start dropping quite a bit in probability as that network hash rate starts pumping up, depending on how many of these are selling. People are FOMOing in to old Zcash miners, so people are definitely going to start FOMOing into the XT box just because the probability is there. But just like with Zcash, be very careful, guys. Things are going to start dropping, and it might not be worth it. I have to urge that to you guys. Be very careful. But FOMO is strong, not financial advice. I have to say that all the time. I'm not trying to sell you guys miners. I'm trying to warn you, but people are buying these. And if you're one of them, hey, use my links. But just remember, these things are going to crash pretty hard. All right, guys, so let's move on to GPUs. And as usual, rough times. Now, there's AI stuff and things out there that are making more. Those are even kind of rough right now for some people, especially if you don't have the internet to run AI like I do. So GPU mining is straight crypto still for me, and there's no profit there. It's pretty horrible. We got Grin here on, looks like for most of these GPUs, 23-cent profit, 59 revenue, 83 cents revenue, 19 profit, 85 cents revenue, 19 profit, 55-cent revenue, 18-cent profit. You know, a 4090 is 81-cent revenue. That's before power, 17 profit after power, 12-cent power, 65-cent revenue, 15 profit here. So yeah, looking pretty rough here. Things aren't looking good. It's pretty rough, and it's been that case for GPUs for a very, very long time, like over 4 years at this point. So sad times in the neighborhood. That's really, we can't really go into much more depth than that. Then it's just not good. All right, guys. Now, CPUs, let's take a look. I am still on Cubic here, and we're going to go to my payout tracker. I kind of went through this last, or a few days ago, I guess, about CPU mining and things like that. But I finally got my payout to take a look at things. And here we can see, you know, $110.79 on the XMR side, which is last epoch, or 180 epoch, which was 2 weeks ago. And now I'm still waiting for all the pays for 181, and we're currently mining on 182. If you're unfamiliar, you mine your epoch, then you wait for the next epoch, which is the week later. Every Wednesday is a new epoch, so you mine for a week, and then you got to get your payout at the end. So I got my Cubic 2 weeks after you mine it, and you get your XMR about 5 days after. There's 2 payments here, and we can see here I'm about on track. So in my comments here, I don't have it up, but people were saying, you know, 179 sucked and 180 must have been a good epoch, and it looks like it's lining up the same for 181. So I should get another XMR payment tonight on my CPUs, and it'll be pretty close to this. So right here we can see for a total of 67.9 million, I got 8.2 million on the Cubic side. Obviously, mining Cubic is not giving me anything at all. This is for 6 days, and to show my rigs, I have 18 rigs, or 20, what is it, 21? Yeah, we got 18, 19, 20, 21 rigs online here. So we got 21 rigs going here. For some reason, I don't know why I was thinking 18. I was just thinking these. But yeah, so we have 21. Now let's come back into here, and what happened here is the first few days we got the first payment, and now we're going to wait a little bit and we are going to get the second payment. So it'll come in to be a double payment here. I think that payment will happen today. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's Fridays where we get the second one. So we get the initial one on the epoch day where it changes, and then Friday it happens we get a secondary one for all the extra XMR that we get. And it was around 42 to 44 or 45 on this one, I remember seeing, and I didn't know that extra second payment was coming on this one, and it surprised me, and I went to 67. I was like, wow, okay, that's awesome. So I'm expecting that one to happen here, and it looks like we're about on track, because this one was only around like 41 to 44 or something also during that. So we're getting about the same amount here. And remember, there was a halving that just went through a few weeks ago, and it looks like in total we're about back to pre-halving numbers in terms of yield. So that's actually pretty sweet. So that means enough hash rate actually left Cubic to make the yields high again, and now it's like back to pre-halving levels, at least for CPUs. Now if you're a GPU miner, you're saying, oh well, it sucks now, blah 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 blah. Well, I'm sorry about that. Most of this, obviously, we can see it's coming from the XMR mining, so we're back to pre-mining levels or pre-halving levels on CPUs. On GPUs, you're not, because it's still halving, and there's nowhere out there for GPUs to go, so everyone's still fighting for every last cent they can get. So GPUs are a lot rougher, to, you know, if that makes sense. I haven't been mining this on GPU, so I don't know how it's doing. So anyway, we got 67,966,743, and I'm going to add in that 8216428. That's a total of 76.1 million. So yeah, pre-halving, I was, you know, some epochs I was getting 70, 71, some was getting 80. So I am in fact about pre-halving levels on Cubic again after the halving. So I'm happy with that. Now, obviously, a bunch of hash rate could swing over and things could look pretty rough. And, everything will change based on people that are watching this video now. But we'll see what happens. So, based on this, that's 124 at the current price, $124.18 that I made there for the full epoch because we're still waiting here. So I'm going to divide that by, we've seen 21. That is 591. Now I got to divide that because that was for 6 days. That is 98 cents per rig before power costs. So that's actually not too bad. Almost $1 a day before power. So each rig is buying you about a coffee. So the more rigs you have, the more coffees you can get. That makes sense to you? All right, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Just a fairly quick one here, going through the current state of crypto mining for October of 2025, which could possibly be the peak of this cycle. Will that actually happen? That's still to be determined, but we can see we're seeing some decent upside here, but we're still nowhere near any all-time highs. Take Zcash, for example. In 2016, it was over $2,000. Now we're pumped about 233, but that is because things have changed over the time. The hash rate obviously isn't that very good. And then you get the price pump, and I have all the miners on it, and it's making some good money. But yeah, pretty insane, crazy times ahead right now. We are green. Things are looking pretty nice. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. Share this video around. Subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. And, just let me know, how are you feeling out this market so far? And be very careful. Do not FOMO into crazy things when things pump, because that is the peak. We're coming up to the peak of the cycle, and we're going to go to a bear market for the next 3.5 years. So just be very careful. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Rabid out.